All right, disc golf fans, welcome back to Gatekeeper Media's production of the Women's Open of Maryland, edition number 3. This is going to be the round 2 front 9 coverage. I'm Andrew Fish, joined here by Addie Maxwell.
Hey, we're at Seneca Creek State Park for the PDGA B-Tier event, a part of the Virginia Women's Disc Golf Series.
All right, Allie Stone and I are the TDs for this event. We're super excited to be sponsored by Prodigy Disc. They provided some really good plastic and some other good deals. In addition, our sponsors for this video coverage are the Nova Women's Disc Golf Club, the Nova Disc Golf Association, both very strong organizations, and we're very glad to partner with them. And Rice Properties Group, realtor from Northern Virginia. Ryan Rice is always helping disc golf tournaments out. Please give them your business if you're in the area and looking to move somewhere. Who are we going to be following?
We're looking at Kristen Parsley, a great player from Virginia, Lori Merriman, Autumn Grace, and myself, Addie Maxwell.
Yeah, welcome back to Addie and Lori, and here come Kristen and Autumn to the lead card. Rounding out the field, we've got Laurie Troop and Margaret Sassaman. We saw them last time. We're going to be paying 3 spots, so we've got good competition at the top and some more narratives to look for down the leaderboard. We're going to be playing holes 10 through 27 in this round, so we're going to start here. This is a par 4 kind of working its way, eventually fading towards the left.
Yeah, I love this hole. I think it has great shape. You have a couple of options of how you can throw it, but you gotta keep that shape, because if you go too far left, you're stuck in some trees.
Yeah, I really like that control shot by Kristen. She put some good anhyzer on it, keeps it in the fairway without a cut roll or anything crazy happening.
I think this is the best drive I have ever seen on this hole of anyone.
Yeah, that was just a no-doubter in the fairway the entire time. Mm-hmm. She's since we're playing this as a par 4, she's going to have a pretty easy layup for her birdie.
I think it's interesting to see Autumn go forehand here, because I think you need to put a lot of power on it to really get it all the way down the fairway, but it is a safer shot too in some respects.
Yeah, she used the stability of the disc nicely to just land herself in the middle. Now she'll have to throw a little more technical shot than the rest of you. Yeah, leaves it a little bit inside there.
Mm-hmm. I was happy with my drive. I got pretty far down the fairway, held the shape that I wanted, but I don't quite bite off enough on this throw, and I get caught up early.
Were you concerned about the downhill or anything? It looked like you kind of threw it soft.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, I wasn't quite comfortable with that disc. I don't really have it figured out yet, so I didn't judge the distance correctly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We see Kristen kind of going right at the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Has to sneak through some trees. She'll have a chance.
Mm-hmm. And Autumn's trying to do the same thing, but as you can see, she gets a little caught up.
Yeah. Ideally, you kind of want to take the right side. It gives you a little more open window, but it requires hugging the right side of the fairway maybe more than you want to. And this will be a downhill run, probably 50 feet or so.
Yeah. That was kind of a challenging angle to throw that on. You can't really see it, but that left side from Lori's perspective is actually pretty downhill. And so that's at least what I was avoiding by laying up. And so Autumn throwing down there is a little tough.
Good birdie there. That's a great way to start your round.
Yeah, Kristen is a great player from Virginia, and also super active in the disc golf scene there. She's been a huge organizer of the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championship being held in Virginia this year. Might even be happening as you're watching this.
Yeah, definitely take a look at coverage for that. We want to be super supportive of all the women playing that event. And that's really one of the reasons that Allie and I wanted to start this, because we didn't see that there was much of a disc golf scene for women happening in Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen a huge increase in participants from Maryland since you started, right?
No doubt. I think we went from like 3 up to 10 or 15 registered women in Maryland current with the PDGA, which, that's just kind of a bonkers thing to have happen.
Yeah. This is hole 2. It's a pretty straightforward shot, basically straight up the gut, and up meaning a little bit uphill. You have the classic Seneca low ceiling, but in terms of the holes on this course, I'd say this is one you're trying to birdie.
Yeah, it's playing certainly more than that 234 because of the uphill. So everyone's going to be throwing at least a fairway driver here, if not a distance driver. You see Lori get in a little bit of trouble there. Where do you want to miss if you're going to miss on this hole?
Well, let's watch this. Maybe like that.
Yeah, you definitely got away with some nonsense there. If you tuck in left, it's pure jail. That right side is way more open, though.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Autumn, I mean, she threw basically the same shot as me. That was just me getting lucky and her, getting unlucky.
Yeah, she actually was very close to riding the right side of the fairway the whole way up and maybe having a look at this.
Yeah, but it's still, I think, the mistake you are willing to make, because as you can see, she landed right in the fairway, still had a straight shot up to the basket, whereas if you go a little farther left, you don't always.
Yeah. Good control there. Going to make it easy and not have to putt.
Yeah, that's the goal. Never putt. Yeah, I was throwing it up there thinking, maybe if it goes in, that's okay.
If you make a mistake, maybe you'll get a 2.
Exactly.
Sometimes hope is your best weapon.
Yeah. I think Kristen was going for the 2, but just, I don't know, overdid it a little bit.
Yeah. Very nice uphill par putt there.
Yeah. Autumn is, I think, great at saving. Like, when the pressure's on, she can deliver when necessary.
Yeah, she's definitely got a lot of experience. I see her at a lot of the tournaments in Virginia, and she's nearly always contending for the win.
Yeah, she's a vet. She's been around forever. I mean, I say that I've only been playing for like 3 years, but she's been around at least that long.
Yeah, that's whenever you start disc golf is when disc golf began.
Yeah,
your
exactly.
consciousness is the start.
Yeah.
You see a little bit of wind picking up there. Kind of in this little ridge at Seneca tends to be the windiest part of the course, like hole 9, hole 18, and here on what's normally hole 11.
Yeah, it usually sneaks up on you because it's only really in pockets.
Right. So we're going to be playing the white tee down to pin A on this hole. Pretty difficult shot because you're going to throw downhill, bend to the right, and then have to come back uphill.
Yeah, and the danger is absolutely to the left. It's a pretty steep cliff, really, full of bushes and trees, and so you really want to make sure that you can make your disc hit that angle, that like any angle if you're throwing this backhand, and not fade out to the left.
Good shape there. It looks like Lori might have disced down to a mid-range there just so that she doesn't get the aggressive fade.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that's a great
good
plan.
reward.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking here? What disc?
I'm looking. I think that's a Shrike that I throw. It's pretty light and pretty flippy, and so I wanted to get distance because this is a little far for me, but I also wanted to be sure that it would turn.
Yeah,
I like the flick on this as well. I've done that before in the past. It's great to ensure that you kind of hit that turn safely.
Yeah, it looks like the same disc that Autumn threw off the first hole.
I think so.
Trying to get that aggressive flex.
Mm-hmm. This ended up much better than I thought.
Yeah, you snuck through the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Get away with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kristen's going to kick herself for that one.
Yeah, to get pin high is great on this hole.
There we go. That's a good birdie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's interesting. That's our 2 leaders, both of them with birdie opportunities. One of them hitting it, one of them not.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of pressure that puts on Kristen, because they started the round tied. The first 2 holes, they've matched each other, and then essentially had about the same look here.
Yeah.
It's kind of who's going to blink first.
Yeah, I think I don't remember how the next few holes go, but knowing Kristen, she's a competitor, and if I was guessing, she's not going to make a lot of mistakes coming up because she is going to be motivated by the fact that she just lost a stroke when she didn't need to. She's
also a previous champion of this event, having won in 2017. We're going to play one of the classic Seneca holes. This is course hole 13, hole 4 today. We're playing from the red tee to the B pen as a par 4. Difficulty here is that the entire left side is roped off OB. So this is a good looking shot if it just holds and sits.
Yeah, that's
within a foot. Yeah, oh goodness.
To go as wide as she did is a great play, but also a scary one.
Definitely. This is all about trusting your disc, because if you just kind of bail out to the right, it cuts off your angle considerably.
Yeah. And what did I say? There's Kristen making a beautiful drive. Beautiful, immaculate. Safe the whole way. The goal with this is kind of to get to the corner, and she just crushes that corner.
Yeah, see the basket is a great intermediate step here.
Yeah, I'm making a mistake that happens a lot, which is, I think, being afraid of that out of bounds, and so you kind of hug the corner a little tight, and if you hit with angle, you can roll out of bounds, or you can end up in the trees like Autumn just did. But that's a great recovery to get through all those trees and around that corner. That's excellent.
Yeah, I think just about anyone with some experience at Seneca knows how devastating that corner can be. Autumn's doing really well to scramble and give herself a chance at the par.
A chance at the birdie even.
Yeah, if she's looking to be aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I go aggressive, but unfortunately I am afraid of then cutting that corner again too tight and I go out of bounds. But I made it all the way to the basket, so at least I'm down there.
Yeah, that's a good lesson. At least you're getting the distance before you go OB.
Yeah, I think what was going on in my head was that I could play a safe shot and have it maybe go out of bounds, or I could play a dangerous shot and have it maybe go out of bounds, but also maybe I would get a birdie.
Yeah.
So that was a great upshot from Kristen, continuing to have a good hole.
A hole like this really makes you make a risk assessment, play some golf, because it's, good save.
Yeah.
Because you've got OB that you have to test in order to score. It's within 20 feet of the basket. It's all surrounding the landing zone. So this is, this is kind of the hole that if you have it in your backyard at your home course, it can make you a better player.
Yeah, exactly. Autumn just hit the basket for birdie after having a tough drive. I think that's worth mentioning. That was a really impressive upshot from her.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it looks like Lori was going for it, but also maybe playing it a little safe, a little low.
Yeah, that seemed softer than her normal putt. Maybe getting a little psyched out by the OB that comes into play if she airballs that or hits and rolls.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're going to be back to square after 4 holes.
Yeah. It's also worth mentioning that there's a pair of white sunglasses, for some reason, we don't know why, on the basket. And here we get a great shot of Parsley modeling them for us. All right, hole 5.
Hole 5, again, we've got some OB to the left side. This is going to play as a par 4, and you're going to have to carry water to start. It's important to kind of hold this first shot straight so that you get a chance, and then you can run the second shot a little bit because it's got a backslope behind it. In
front of the tee pad as well is out of bounds. There's a little bit of a creek there.
Parsley with a very nice shot, putting herself, square in the middle with dry feet.
So this was weird. Lori has kind of a rare misfire, and she hits the trees and goes out of bounds in that creek that's right in front of the tee pad. And then I release kind of early. I think, again, dealing with my doing well on the last hole and then having that get to me. And so I'm out of bounds as well, but to the left.
No, but I think I might repeat.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
There's a little room over there.
Yeah, Autumn stays safe, like just safe.
Just safe.
So Lori decided to re-tee because she would have had, like, where she went out of bounds was just in that grassy spot in front of the tee pad.
Yeah, advancing what, 20, 30 feet maybe?
Yeah, well, I mean, if any. So it didn't make sense to be, like, behind a tree.
With bad footing.
Yeah, she could just take it from the tee pad.
Right. And you're over here across the creek, but on the left side.
Yeah, I just hit a tree. I think I was trying to go for a shot that I really didn't have. I should have just popped it out into the fairway. Like this.
There you go. That's a good recovery.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this was kind of a we talked a little bit about it. Was this a learning experience going from advanced up to open and the shot choices you have to make to play well in that field?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I was feeling like I had to push myself more in some cases, maybe going for shots to bigger shots, saying I can make this when it's not shots I feel comfortable with, because I'm like, well, I'm in pro now. So I think I realized that, oh, no, don't do that. Play the game that you know you can play, and that's how you're going to do your best. Great putt there.
Yeah, that'll get her birdie. And gaining strokes on folks there.
Yeah.
It's a really difficult thing to manage in the round. It's easy to just say, oh, I'm going to play game plan golf. I'll make my putts as you do there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pitch out if I have to. But then, in the round, you're in the action. You got the adrenaline pumping.
Yeah, it's hard to thread the line between pushing yourself to make big shots that you know you can make and like to take risks, and then also pushing yourself to do things that you actually are not capable of.
Right.
It's kind of because both are possibilities.
For sure. All right, we're going to play kind of an uphill. It's more of a flex shot or a hyzer flip than anything. Definitely going to have to hit a gap and move a little bit to the right, and then the hole finishes up and to the left.
Mm-hmm. This is going into the deeper woods after kind of a long walk from the last hole. So everyone's like, all right, here we go.
Right. It's as Autumn's just going to squeak through and get to the left side. This is kind of a shift in the round. You've come from two consecutive holes where an OB stroke is imminent if you're not on point. Mm-hmm. And now this is the natural OB of Seneca.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I am just uncomfortable with throwing a really straight, long shot. So I choose to throw a backhand. To throw a flick. I actually thought about, on commentary once, I heard Madison Walker talking about throwing flicks on tight shots when she doesn't want to take her eyes off the target. So that was what helped me decide to do that.
Yeah, and did you go mid-range there as well?
Yes, I did.
Just trying to play fairway?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's smart.
Yeah, it was about time I was smart after a tough last hole.
Yeah, and you'll take your responsible par.
Exactly.
Autumn with a little bit of an awkward stance here, having to turn away from the basket. Woo! That would have been a Gatekeeper rewind and a half.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I was getting pumped for Gatekeeper rewinds during this.
Parsley looking to extend that lead again.
Oh, and she does. Mm-hmm. The few times I've played with her, she'll have one or two putts where she's like, "Whoa, what happened there?" But then otherwise she's just without a care in the world tossing them in, and is so casual about it.
Yeah, she's like super friendly, but also a vicious competitor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she makes a putt and then she'll crack jokes at you. Which, I mean, maybe that's a good plan to keep her from thinking too much about her own game, is to keep chatting, keep it lively.
Yeah, it's kind of like you've got a limited amount of focus, and if you burn all that up while you're not throwing, like, what do you have left for when it's your turn?
You just throw.
Yeah, I guess.
We have another kind of tight shot here. It's going downhill this time. And that left side where, unfortunately, Kristen does go is pretty steep and has a lot of trees and bushes. I feel like I keep saying that. Left side.
It's not untrue, though.
Yeah. Okay, and that was tough. Autumn immediately starts cracking jokes about the fact that she just threw into the first tree.
It hurts to watch, but, you know, she's the one who's got to throw from it.
Yeah. And she knows.
Yeah. Lori pulls that over a little bit. She kind of gets away with it, and at least halfway down the fairway.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to play a mid-range Anheuser as well. Hit the gap cleanly. Probably not a birdie, but at least a par, right?
Yeah. There ended up being a bit more Anheuser than I wanted.
And look at this.
Yeah, right. This is what I'm talking about. Of like Autumn, she makes a mistake, but then she will come back from it. It's like she loses focus for a second and then gets it back 100 times over because she has to.
Yeah, that's a really great quality to have. Just kind of, you know, not having the connection of bad shot to bad shot.
Yeah.
You get it out of your system and move on.
Mm-hmm. Just wanted to note that we saw Kristen throwing overhand, just showing how challenging it is when you go to the left on this hole.
Yeah, she's very much a backhand dominant player, so that just shows how much in trouble she was. You got just a little soft putt.
Yeah, it was far, and I had to kind of go around that tree at the end, so it was more of a layup. And I know, surprise.
I guess at this point, you're also watching, you know, the folks ahead of you, not with automatic pars.
Yeah, it makes you feel, you know, okay about your choices, but you do try and not totally keep that in mind.
Oh, look at this.
See, again, what I'm saying.
That was just such a super clean stroke. It didn't look like much wobble on the disc, dead center, nice and low.
I think watching Autumn play, it's like really clear that she's a really experienced player that just hasn't been playing as much recently.
Ooh!
Oh, that's right. She spit out. Oh, that was awful.
So that's rough.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to take extra care on this tap in, I guess.
Yeah.
So Parsley drops a couple strokes there to the rest of y'all.
Yeah, that was a tough hole for her.
And now we're looking at course hole 17. This will be hole 8 for the round. Challenging par 4. We're going to play from the white tee, which is kind of down in a hole.
Mm-hmm. Actually, we went to the shorter tee, and everyone put their stuff down, and I was like, guys, actually, we got to go a little farther back.
Got to backtrack.
And everyone was like, oh, god dang it.
We see Autumn kind of hit the left guardian tree, and Lori makes a very clean shot. That may leak down to the left side and cut off her angle a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this has been a hole that's taken me a little bit of time to figure out where I want to land this.
It's difficult with the ceiling and the slope and the distance that you're trying to get.
Yeah, I think I clipped a branch there, so I came down a little bit earlier than I wanted.
And this is a good looking shot. She's going to kind of match the slope angle so it doesn't skip like crazy. And then a forehand roller from Autumn. It's going to leak down the hill a little bit. She's just MacGyvering her way around the course right now.
Exactly.
And there's kind of a runaway slope from right to left here.
Yeah.
You throw a putter up shot that matches that.
Yeah, and that was exactly why I threw the putter, is because too many times I've thrown something faster and just skidded way too far.
Yeah. And that's definitely going left. She'll have a chance at it.
Yeah. And Autumn finally gets herself to the basket with a good upshot.
Yeah, and good root stops too.
Mm-hmm.
And Lori scoots right to it. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Little corner pocket action. Parsley gets her bird. What's going on here?
I think that Lori was like making a joke about Kristen's putt, but
it sounded like a foot fault call.
Yeah,
or
but Kristen
something?
thought she was calling a foot fault on her and was very confused because she definitely didn't foot fault. And I was so there you can see them being like straightening it out. But yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was like tense for a brief moment, and then we all realized, oh, never mind, we're good.
I think the best thing to do at that point is put up your finger guns pointing at two other people and then just have a standoff.
Yeah.
Like, when in doubt, make it a Western. Mm-hmm. And good bird for you, and a par for Autumn. No harm, no foul, despite hitting kind of the first tree off the tee.
Yeah, I think this was the first time I finally figured out how to play that hole correctly, and so I was pretty proud of that one.
Yeah, bottle that and use it. Now we're going to a really tricky hole to finish out this round, or this front nine of coverage. This is hole 18 on the course. It's a par 4 that is going to snake to the left and then back to the right out in the field.
Mm-hmm. I find the thing with this hole is that there is a bit of an uphill to it, and so it kind of tricks you. You maybe think that your drive is going to land farther than it really does, and so you don't maybe take into account where you should land. That's at least been my trouble with it.
It's difficult to get far enough to make the upshot easy.
Exactly.
Lori did pretty well for herself by getting to the left side, which straightens out her shot. And you're going to kind of be on that upslope with maybe weird footing, huh?
Yeah, it ended up being a little bit more of a hyzer shot than I meant it to be, but I got some yards. That's good. But I think Kristen is kind of showing off more what you want to do, which is really to just go as much distance as you can, as middle as you can.
Right. That's her advantage over you for sure. You're both throwing backhands, but she's got the power to throw something that's straight instead of trying to flip something up maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so now I'm throwing kind of a weird shot because I've landed right behind those couple of trees. But, I mean, honestly, I was pretty happy with it.
It gets you to a throwable spot.
Yeah, to be in kind of that weird spot. It feels good to just kind of hammer a flick, too.
Autumn with a pretty nice shot from awkward footing.
Mm-hmm.
And Kristen, since she's a backhand dominant player, she's going to have to throw something fancy here.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe an outside look at the 3.
Yeah, she still gets out into the open space.
Yeah. Lori from the left side.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, no kidding. Hitting that gap pretty cleanly. She would have liked a little extra on it.
Mm-hmm.
And respectable.
Yeah, I think I wanted to throw that out a bit wider or with less angle.
Mm-hmm.
That's stress-free.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a good way to get back to the parking lot. You can grab a snack, go to the bathroom, grab an extra towel or something.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about your putt. Lori for her bird. This would be big at this point in the round.
Mm-hmm. But I wonder if she was maybe thinking about that, because we see her. She looked a little more tense than I think she usually does when she's throwing.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I've given myself a bit more of a putt than I would like, because as we know, I prefer to not have to putt.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'll give it my best. And my best is just not good enough.
Oh, dear.
Oh, this is the best part.
This is it. Played at real speed. We're not doing anything weird with the editing.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm glad you all got to see that. Thank you for following along with our coverage. Join us for the round 2 back 9 from Gatekeeper Media. And again, we want to really thank our sponsors, the Nova Women's Disc Golf Association, the Nova Disc Golf Club. I think I had the association and club backwards there, but also Rice Properties Group. Those folks make it possible for us to put on an event like this, and we really appreciate them. We hope that you will support their efforts to grow the sport of disc golf. Thanks. We'll see you next time.